Now, if television and radio adverts are anything to go by, there appears to be a high demand for various brands of feminine hygiene products, from various washes and douches to keep the lady part smelling fresh to the more potent medicated products aimed at tightening the vagina. Many young ladies are increasingly resorting to chemical means of vaginal maintenance. But this trend is not without considerable health risk, as the broad-spectrum antibiotics contained in some vagina tightening products can upset the natural balance of bacteria in the vagina's ecosystem. Joshua Smith's report read to you.
Vanessa, a user of these solutions, says hygiene is the most important thing to her, adding she's never suffered any side effects.
First of all, as a female, hygiene is one thing that you should be particular about, and then also feel comfortable when I go out. It doesn't irritate you after using it. That is why I went to purchase it. It's so far so good. I've not experienced any side effects yet, which I don't think I would, because the product is good.
But a gynecologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Titus Boyo, explains due to the vagina's self-cleansing nature, these products being used by young ladies are completely unnecessary.
Generally, there are a range of products that are available on the market. Some contain scented chemicals. Some too have claims that they contain probiotic elements that are supposed to improve the smell of the female genital, external genitalia or genital area. And then for those that have probiotic elements, people believe that they are supposed to enhance the environment in there, the microbial environment in there. Broadly, that is what they are. For those of us in women's health, we recognize that the natural physiology of the vagina makes it such that these things are completely not necessary. Because the vagina is a self-cleansing organ, let me put it that way. So it is something that all that a woman needs to clean herself is just clean water, and it will take care of it. And
pharmacists disclose there has been a 50% increase in sales over the last 2 years, advising ladies to stick to one sexual partner.
In the last couple of years, from the data we have from our stores around throughout Ghana, there's been an increment, probably about 50% in sales from the last 2 years. And we believe this is owing to the fact that there are a lot of commercials in the media pointing to several uses for these things. But from our knowledge, there's only one thing that people are aiming at, probably to freshen up and reduce odors. People come in and they refer to some commercials that they've seen, not necessarily prescriptions. So if there are prescriptions, of course, that is clearly detailed how you are meant to be using it. But when they come in and they're asking for products that they've heard on the radio or they've seen on the television, that's where our professional judgment has to come in.
I realize that most ladies, some of the ladies too, they want their vaginas to be very tight, but they have more than one partner, which is not good.
Views on this matter are varied. Some believe the best option for cleaning the vagina is to simply use warm water. Dr. Boyo further reveals the vagina is a zoo for millions of microorganisms, and that as long as there is no disease or infection, the vagina's unpleasant odor is natural with every woman and should not be seen as offensive.
now, for the modern woman of today, some of them complain they don't like the smell of the place, or their partners complain of the smell of the place, and therefore they put all sorts of things in there to improve the smell. So for majority of the women now, the cosmopolitan women who are using it, the purpose is to improve the smell of the place, and in their mind to keep the place as clean as possible. So, well, the smell, unless in a disease state, the smell is supposed to be a natural smell of the person's odor. All of us have personal odor, which with the use of perfumes and things, we alter it. Okay, so if the vagina is not diseased, it has a natural smell, which is not offensive, it's not pungent, and that smell, it's okay. However, if it gets disease, then the nature of the disease determines the smell that occurs there. Now, if you realize the vagina physiologically is more like a zoo of several millions of microorganisms. Broadly put, we have bacteria there, we have fungi there, and these things are created to live in harmony. If the proportions of each member of these families are in equal amount, there is no disturbance. So everybody plays the role they are supposed to play. Fungi are playing their role, bacteria are playing their role. But if the proportions vary, in other words, if you should take an antibiotic, you abuse an antibiotic, a broad spectrum antibiotic, that has effect on the bacteria there. It kills the bacteria, and therefore you have just the fungi left. And the fungi then predominate, they become more, and they will produce their elements. And therefore the smell that will come may be that of those fungus. So their metabolic activity may be producing certain gases that will give the smell. On the other hand, if you take an antifungal when you are not supposed to take it, and it kills the fungus, and then you have more of the bacteria growing, then the bacteria also proliferate more and overcome the fungus. And then they are also able to produce noxious substances that will also give smell characteristic of the particular type of bacteria. So if you have, for instance, bacteria vaginosis, which is an infection caused by a group of some bacteria there, the smell may be that of like fishy smell. This smell typically gets worse following sexual intercourse, and therefore that woman may think that he's using a feminine wash to cure this, but it doesn't cure it because it is an imbalance in the ecosystem. So all that is needed is to seek a proper consult so that we can restore the ecosystem back to normal. The same way if you have fungal infection, then you may have whitish discharge.
You're watching News Desk with me, Bernice Abubedu. Sandra Apenu is standing by with the latest from the world of business.